Seth Everett, Harold Reynolds. Harold,
good to see you.
You say that you made my career?
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, last night you saw the skill. Back in 2001, one of the things you always saw about Ichiro Suzuki was it looked like he was hitting with a tennis racket. The guy has amazing hand-eye coordination. That's only going to slow with age, but you can see flashes of it. One thing I've always noticed about Ichiro, the kind of rock star he is in Japan makes him poised for the big stage. There is nothing about being a Yankee that a guy like Ichiro wouldn't embrace.
Orioles have turned it around.
I'm telling you, the good karma here at baseball tonight. Buck Showalter came in and changed the philosophy. How do you do that in only 4 games? Adam Jones was asked that yesterday after the game, and he said everybody's minding their P's and Q's, which kind of raises the question, why weren't they watching P's or Q's with Dave Tremblay or Juan Samuel? One of the things that's a big myth, every time you see a game in Tropicana Field, you say, well, they just need a new ballpark. And there's no secret, their owner, Stu Sternberg, wants a new ballpark. But one thing that's not told is that Tropicana Field has a 15-year lease with the Tampa Bay Rays. Contrarily, the Oakland A's out west have 1 year left on their current lease over at the Coliseum. If Major League Baseball is going to establish a relocation committee in any way, shape, or form, it's going to be out west in Oakland. And Bud Selig has said fixing the Oakland situation is of high priority before he leaves office. Never once did he say Tampa Bay, and that's because they have nothing but time with that lease.
Send us a tweet.
It's Seth_Everett.
Nice, remember that. I got a
Just
tweet.
got 10 followers.
Nice, you're big. Who's your NL Rookie of the Year right now?
Compose. I think it is Jason Hayward.
What did you expect from this kid just coming into the season?
He's not in the Hall of Fame yet?
No.
I mean, they haven't anointed him anything? I mean, they're putting a lot of pressure on this young man.
You issued a statement this week saying that you felt it was important to talk to the Yankees face-to-face. What was that like?
Well, I think it's the best way you can do things.
You got to talk about Cabrera because he's got a broken bone in his face now trying to make the move to third.
Yeah, they're going to try to put him at third base, and I applaud Miguel Cabrera for doing so. He's just not a good third baseman, and this is not going to help him. He's trying to really get a feel for this. That could have hurt anybody, but this is a guy who does not have the best reflexes. They were trying to hide him at first base because they wanted to use the DH for another bat. So where eventually he plays and what they eventually do at third base is going to be a big deal. One of the next managers to be fired probably will be a guy that we didn't mention.
Be one of us.
Now here in 2014, the luxury tax threshold is not a 1-to-1 ratio. So what changes now is teams are very reluctant to go over $189 million. The Yankees traditionally have paid luxury tax money. They want to get under the 189. I don't understand how you can sign Jacoby Ellsbury and say that, but at least they're saying it. The Dodgers are really right now the only team to pay luxury tax money, and they would be the only National League team in history to do so. So baseball essentially has its salary cap. And when you have a salary cap, even though it's not a hard cap like the NFL necessarily has, what you see is more teams are players for the same thing. I was told by Marty Appel, longtime PR man for the Yankees, that Gehrig was the guy who established Yankee pride, and that it was DiMaggio who made it famous. So I always think that Lou Gehrig has that place, not only for what he did on the field and all his accomplishments, but also the way he walked off the field. From my standpoint, I like that Ryan Braun took this head on. I remember sitting in a press conference where Roger Clemens was screaming at me because he was denying the Mitchell report. The only difference there was he wasn't willing to proceed with the evidence, and that's why his thing is still wrangled in court. In Ryan Braun's situation, well, if he's innocent, he really should want to let everybody know that.